It's very interesting because when you talk about etymology, right? It's kind of like astrology, right? So the logi part of that word, when we're talking about etymology, the logi part of that word means basically the logic of it. So etymology, the word, the logic of the word. Now, when you look at the word astrology, the logic of the stars, compared to astronomy, the astronomy is from the Greek word nomos, meaning law. So astronomy is the law of the stars. Astrology is the logic of the stars. So there you see these two kind of ideas that go into the etymology of these words. And we see in the Hebrew, when we talk about the etymology, the idea that there is a Hebrew root. And so when you're looking at it, and I've taught classes on what we call rightly dividing the word, right? Paul talks about you need to rightly divide the word. And people think, well, that means I get to inflict my interpretation on the word. No, that's not what it means. What it meant was back in the day, you had these scrolls in Hebrew that were just a continuous stream of letters. They're like, hey, wait a minute. Can you put a comma in there? Can you put a period in there? How about a semicolon? Hyphen? Number? No, it's just a continuous stream of letters. And so the Hebrew readers had to be able to rightly divide that continuous stream of letters. So you would use tools inside the Hebrew language to do that. The first tool you would use is what's called the Sophete letters. So you have 5 letters that are what you might call capitalized letters, but they're letters which end words. So they're different than the regular word, like the Mem Sophete or Nun Sophete. These are letters that have a different appearance, and it's very clear that where they appear, that's the end of the word. So if you're going down, you got this Hebrew scroll, and you say, okay, let's go through and mark this initially. You would find every Sophete letter, and you put your red line in there. Okay, we can divide it there. Well, then you have to look for suffixes. So you have kind of common suffixes, like you have the idea of Elohim, which is this IYM suffix, sometimes spelled just IM. But this is the masculine plural, as compared to OTH, the feminine plural. So when you find those, okay, we got some stuff here, except that, guess what? You can load suffix on suffix. You can have 3 suffixes in a row. And sometimes you can have a feminine and a masculine suffix on the same word. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. And same thing with the prefixes, And the prefixes are very, they're common, but the prefixes are very, very good in terms of delivering to you what's going on in the passage. And so rightly dividing the word is part of the etymology in terms of understanding the Hebrew.